Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Whiskey Wednesday, quickly becoming one of my favorite days of the week. Checking out Larceny tonight, a bourbon that came recommended by many of you who have watched the first couple Whiskey Wednesday videos that I've uploaded. Yeah, Larceny Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's a small batch, and it is a wheated bourbon mash bill, which means that the second ingredient after corn is wheat instead of rye. And I have come to learn about myself. I enjoy wheated bourbon. It's not as spicy, I don't think. But yeah, I've enjoyed the wheated bourbons that I've tasted. I mean, this bottle is open. I've had this before, but figured we would shoot a video. Bottled by Old Fitzgerald Distillery, Bardstown, Kentucky. 46% alcohol by volume, 92 proof. Let's do it. How's everyone's week treating them? Oh, I can smell that. It smells good. I didn't know that wheated bourbon was a thing until I started drinking whiskey. So, yeah, tons of you guys recommended Larceny. $21 this bottle costs where I'm at. So, again, in the value portion for me, this checks the box. So, ooh, it smells sweet. It smells molassesy. But yeah, this, even at 92 proof, which, by the way, I appreciate all you guys who I chatted with last video. I talked about how there are people who say they don't like whiskeys that are 80 proof, and I just wondered why. And it made a lot of sense. Like you guys were saying that, you know, the lower proof of whiskeys get watered down, and people think that they're not really smelling and tasting the actual flavors, so they like the higher proof stuff. I can already tell just, what do we drink? 4 Roses, which was 80 proof, just getting bumped up to 92 proof like this. It's much more aromatic. Again, with this one, it's like alcoholic pears, but it doesn't smell like offensive. It doesn't smell hot. It doesn't smell, you don't get that rice spice. Super fruity, vanilla, and like a lot of like, it's like charred oak. It almost gives off like a smoky thing. But yeah, it smells awesome. Gosh, delicious. It's like candied pears. Yeah, lots of vanilla and like molasses. Molasses are like, it's almost like maple syrupy, which is awesome. And yeah, when this hits your tongue, it doesn't get crazy. Like, it doesn't really get, I don't know the best way to describe it, because I don't know if biting is the right word. Like I talk about when beers are really hoppy, like they can really bite into your tongue and the bitterness kind of is aggressive on your palate. This doesn't have that. It doesn't have that spice. It doesn't have that heat. Is that right? I think that's right. But yeah, that candied pear thing is great. And it just, this whiskey feels like viscous. It feels thick, if that makes sense. And going back to like the molasses thing, it reminds me of like putting maple syrup on pancakes. It's like that thick kind of syrupy thing. And again, with this one, it seems drying on my tongue. I had mentioned in the last video, like when you put a toothpick on your tongue, this does that same kind of thing. It's like that charred wood that makes sure it leaves your mouth really, really dry. But yeah, the candied like pear and butterscotch maple thing is awesome. And even at 92 proof, again, like I think people had recommended this because of price point, which is awesome. And it's approachable for someone who's just getting into this, you know, kind of a thing. I don't think it's offensive to your palate. Like I said, it doesn't taste spicy. It doesn't taste hot. It doesn't taste like really alcoholic. I can feel it kind of in my chest a little bit. But this isn't something where you're going to taste it and be like, oh, I can't handle it. I think you can really smell and taste the cool flavors that you get out of this. I don't know. I mean, when it says small batch, I don't know what that means. Admittedly, I'd have to like look it up. I don't know what the difference with something like this is, you know, to say something like Four Roses that we drank. Those probably get blended, and maybe this is just a smaller. I don't know what it means. So you guys can all teach me what small batch is. Maybe it's just a smaller batch that they make. Who knows? But yeah, this is a winner for me. I really, really enjoy this. Like I said, I think wheated bourbon for me is something that I prefer right now to rye, just because rye can get aggressive and spicy. That's not to say that I don't like rye. I do enjoy it. I just think this is a little easier kind of on a newbie palate like what I have. Yeah, this just tastes really viscous, thick, syrupy. And the pear and like the apple skin is great. Love it. Love, love, love it. So appreciate everyone who recommended this one. I would absolutely recommend this to anybody who's getting into bourbon. I think, you know, longtime bourbon drinkers probably like this too. So I don't think that people who recommended this don't drink it anymore. I would imagine they're still drinking this because it's delicious. And, you know, for the price point, it's fantastic. So another Whiskey Wednesday in the books. If you guys are fans of Larceny, let's talk about it. Appreciate you watching. I will see you guys next week. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.